I'm dehydrated. And this is Stitching at the Cabin.
Today
is 11/18/20.
Yay.
It's a Wednesday.
Sorry we missed you last week. Somebody wouldn't film.
I needed a break, and it was a good break. Now we're back. I ran up the stairs, so I'm still a little out of breath.
I have lots to show you.
I actually do too. I kind of wish I had done more, but I still did a lot. Yeah.
I don't think anyone's ever said, I'm really happy with what I did. I'm glad I didn't do any more.
Yeah. It's true. It's true.
But you know what the first segment is?
Oh, yeah! Gosh. Do I know? Do I ever know what it is? We are doing our whip share. Woo! If you don't know, this is the part of the show where you guys submit your whips. I was going to say in progress, but that's
that would
literally
be
the definition.
A work in progress.
In progress. You send it to our email, and you have a chance to have your work shown on the screen, and you can advertise your FlossTube, your Instagram, your doodah, what may happens. And you also get to show people what you're working on.
Stitching at the Cabin at gmail.com.
Found in the description below. Who won this week?
The wheel spun the stitching field this week.
Ooh, I don't think you showed this to me beforehand, so I don't even know what this looks like until I
like
edit.
it. Yeah. I like it so much, I actually went on the website and started looking at other patterns
to see.
It is, you're not going to be able to read that. Nerthus.
Nerthus?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
By Unconventional X Stitch. I really like it.
Okay.
So, thank you for sharing.
You need to forward it to me because you did not forward it to me last time.
Oh, well, you have access to the email, so
I
just assumed you'd go fetch it.
I did, but it wasn't as easy.
I flagged them all, so it makes it easier.
Yeah.
You could search for the
If
flag.
you could just forward me the
searching
email,
through all of them.
just send it my way separately. So please send in your whips.
Yeah.
We will show them.
We will.
And it's fun.
It is. We enjoy it, and it's going to enable everybody else. So even if it's not something we would normally stitch, send it anyway, because we like to look, and other people like to look, and you get a moment of teeny tiny fame.
Oh yes, such a platform, much views.
Okay, I have whips.
Yeah.
You have whips.
Yep.
I actually have 2 new starts. You don't know about the second one.
I was going to say, I don't know about a second one.
I have a finish.
Yes, you do.
I have haul. We need to spin.
Sure. Yes.
I have a splotch.
Yes.
And some other.
Do you have other?
Oh, I definitely have other.
Okay.
Do you?
I don't think so.
Okay. It's a Julie show.
I don't know that anything happened this last week. I got my teeth cleaned. I finally got to go back to the dentist after a year. Hello!
Things falling down.
Stitchy stuff wants me. You should come in a little closer, probably. I'm always leaning out.
Donuts and decaf coffee. So I don't have the energy I have when I just drink that really sweet caffeinated coffee. So we'll see if I can stay awake.
Yeah, because we're filming this at a different time than normal due to sets of circumstances and
scheduling constraints.
Yes.
We're constrained.
We are constrained.
I got itchy nose. The hair keeps going in my nose.
Every morning for the last 2 or 3 weeks, I wake up sneezing.
I don't have that. I just get my hair in my nose.
I just wake up sneezing.
I should shave my head.
Or your nose.
We could cut your nose off and see if you still sneeze.
I don't want that. Can you imagine sneezing without, the front part of your nose if you get cut right here?
It'd be messy.
It would be so weird. Okay.
Alright.
Anyways, we got stuff to do. Let's do it.
Okay. I have keto.
I almost have enough stuff that we can alternate every other.
Oh, okay.
Almost.
Oh,
Ow.
I hit you. I'm sorry.
Why is there 32 written on the side?
Because that's the length of the...
Oh. Okay.
The length. The
Yeah.
width.
No.
It's not the depth.
No, you got the
It's
length.
the distancy.
Yes.
Thing.
I got you.
Look. She has thing on her head. It still doesn't look like that thing up there.
Twirly, swirly.
Thing, but at least it looks more like something now than it did before. And the bottom of the page is down there. Yay! That'll be the end of that page.
Excellente.
I'm going to turn that so you can take a picture I also lost one of... Oh, there's a needle poking through the back. Poke that back. I lost one of my needle minders to a different project, so I have one. I'm like still behind the thing. So, yeah.
It looks good though.
Yeah, I'm still happy with it.
Yeah, the swirly looks a little bit better.
Yeah, it's like a shape now. It's just a yellow shape.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Huh, okay.
I don't know why she didn't make it look like it's supposed to. It must have been really, really difficult because everything else is just like it's supposed to be.
Pretty close. You might get like water and just go. Okay, which one should I do? Should I do universe or Afghan first? What do you want? What do you want?
Afghan.
Okay.
That way it's alphabetical.
Okay.
It's alphabetical. Afghan. Well, no, Afghan universe. Afghan comes before universe.
Okay, so my goal for this time with the Afghan is that I really wanted to, as you might all remember from the P stem episode, is that my P, due to the way the thing is charted and my inability to understand their shading process, my P was longer in part of it, and then I had to make it shorter down at the bottom, which meant kind of all of it was a little wrong when you're trying to do like the border around it. You can't reference the leaves to make this, and for the lines, you can't cross-reference things because it would be all wrong. So I wanted to finish the green border all around it so that way everything was counted right, like actually right, like I actually counted number of stitches in each line instead of reference points. So that way, when I pick it up in the future, I don't have to remember that BP is screwy. So, huzzah.
That looks good.
Here it is.
Wow, I am not going to pass you at this rate.
That's what I told her. I said, I feel good that I am no longer super threatened. So like this right here, I had to count all of these stitches because this should have been 2 lower than where this ends. Because I have 2 extra rows here and 2 less rows here.
Oh no, that's confusing.
Yeah, so you can't use because normally I would use this as reference, right? Yeah. Okay, this is going to go 2 lower than that, but you can't. And that means all of these leaves don't line up right with how these leaves should line up, so.
But I don't think anyone will notice that.
No, I don't think anyone will. It's just that when I'm stitching, I have to remember that things don't reference. You have to count.
Is something wrong with one of your snowflakes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, there's a few things here.
Odd snowflake.
I also finished this. All this darker brown stuff was not here before, so I finished all of that. From the last time, I might have finished a leaf. I'm not positive. I put in these snowflakes. This snowflake is not complete because I ran out of floss, and with the variegated, you have to pull 4 out at a time because you can't fold them. And it's a lot of work. I also didn't see how these have 3 little things? This is on a different page, and I didn't realize there was supposed to be a dot up there. So.
This is full of the 2.
Yeah. So.
I love it.
So technically, the snowflakes aren't even in the right place, but.
So, where are you going to go from here? Because we had that discussion before about not doing the same thing, or do we do the same? Am I supposed to follow you? Am I supposed to go a different way than you?
The way I want to go is that way. I want to continue writing piece.
Down.
Well, then that works.
Well, unless you wanted me to follow you so that you didn't see anything new.
Meh.
Okay. Well, there's a long time before I get anywhere anyway.
My goal is that I want to finish writing out the piece. I think that'd be pretty cool.
And then you're going to give up?
Yes. And then it'll be Christmas.
But you're supposed to be done with the whole thing by Christmas.
Yeah.
This year.
That's the dream.
Okay.
I love it. It's fun to work on it. I kept forgetting to bring the floss because I keep running out of the dark green color and this lighter green color. I keep running out, and the extra floss wasn't in my bag because it doesn't fit all in my bag. It was a struggle, but
it's a lot more work than it looks, which I definitely
more
understand now, having done more of my P, that there's a lot of colors over there. It doesn't look like it.
It's like
6
the
dark
stitches
color,
each.
That's one dark color. No, it's not. That's 3 or 4 dark colors.
I think I did 5 different colors in this span right here, which is okay, but it's so hard to thread a needle with 4 strands. That's a lot of strands. The needles don't like it. I broke so many eyes. I gotta take a picture. Very many eyes were broken in the process of making this. So But I'm really happy with the process. Me too. I'm always ready for a nap.
I'm not usually this tired, but...
I'm always tired. You gotta drink more water. Chug your water.
Let me chug my water. Water chug.
Chug water time. Oh, I'm gonna rotate it back this way. Yeah, I'm struggling.
Then it's gonna be pee time.
Yes.
Not that
yes, it is.
I wasn't gonna show you my Chatelaine, but then I got a little bit done yesterday.
Oh.
Because it's just been so slow going.
Oh.
Work and
but you still work on it.
Yeah.
You still do some things.
Yeah, but I was having some issues. See, fibroids, and last week my neck hurt and my back hurt. That's not what fibroids are, but just trust me.
Commas, different
just trust me, it all conjoined, and I was not having the happiest of weeks, and it was very difficult to.
It's 11 a.m. and it's 11:16.
Good job. It was difficult to stitch this up here that I was working on because it's a 17 by 17 and it was really high up there in my neck. So that felt good. But anyway, I did finish this section and now I've moved on to the next section,
which is such a bright color.
Which is odd because for this, she gives you one and tells you to just do it all the way around.
Yes.
But mentally, I can't turn things in my head like that, so I have to spin the PDF.
Yes.
Well, same thing with this thing. She's like, here's this thing, and it goes to like here, and then she's like, do that on the left and the right sides all the way around. So you have to like, which I don't know how I'm going to do that, so.
We don't have the spatial reasoning for that.
I can spin it with a PDF. I don't know if I can flip it with a PDF.
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
we can take a picture and flip it.
I don't know what I'm going to do. But anyway, I love it, and I really, really enjoy working on it. It's just, it hasn't gotten much love in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
A little bit of love, not a lot of love. Not a lot of love. And for those of you that have been thinking about doing a Chatelaine, couple of things. One, starting next week, and I think it's only next week, the 23rd to the 29th, the Chatelaine PDFs will be on sale. The website is chatelaine.de. I don't remember what the code is, but if you go on the website, the big code thing pops up and it tells you when the sale is. Also, 2, Swarovski is apparently having some issues, and they are no longer selling or I think they might still be making, but they won't sell the Swarovski crystals to the crafty people anymore. Only like garment people, from what I understand. So if you ever wanted to buy a Chatelaine with the actual, like the bicones and the Swarovski crystal-y stuff, you may want to do that now. That kit is European Craft Stitch. That's where you can get that. But it will be a very long time before you get it, but at least you could get the pretty beads. And I know they make other ones, other companies like Preciosa. I don't know. Other companies make them, but from what I've been reading, they don't look as good. They're not as sparkly, and people are unhappy. So if you need Swarovski crystals, buy them now. They have already discontinued. I guess they think that the amount left in the universe is only going to last till January.
Oh, no. That's sooner than you think it is.
I know. So, what are you doing?
I was trying to see if I could find my little magnetic thingies. So I realized there's actually enough fabric on here that I could probably try attaching them. I still haven't used them.
I used them. I used them last night. I used them over the weekend. I used them a lot.
They don't attach to nothing.
I'll show stuff while she's playing.
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay, so way back when, I worked on mousse. Like 6 months ago. That's what it feels like. It was what I spun for the last video. But I only got 1 day of work. I will tell you the story later, why that happened. So there's not much to show. But there you go. It wasn't even a full day. There's
Mr. Moose. You got Moose.
Mr. Moose pants. I was so happy I got to put his eyeballs in.
That works pretty good.
Moosies should have eyeballs.
Yeah, you need like 18 of these.
Now he can see these. I know, that's why you need to buy more. But I've been using 4 at a time.
Yeah, 4 seems like a pretty good number.
But that's not for like Afghan, you know.
No.
Afghan's gonna need more than that.
Yeah.
Oh, did you want to see what mousse was supposed to look like? I probably should have showed you that. Because, like, you never get to see what the Chatelaine supposed to look like. That's Mirabilia is. So, go online. And you don't get to see keto, except, like, the last video, I think she showed it. Tacos roaming. Yep, there is mousse. Mr. Mousse.
Senor Mousse.
Mousse.
Yeah.
He's really cute.
He is a cute moose. Cute moose. Okay, did your series go off?
Yes.
Odd. Wonder what we said that it thought was her. I believe last time I spun Universe. I could be wrong, but I think so. So, I also worked on Universe. I could not even begin to tell you how many stitches I did. I can tell you where I did something wrong, but that no one will ever notice, ever. But there are like 50 stitches that are incorrect.
Get one back in.
Oh no. So, here is my Universe in a Jar, Randall Spangler, 2/1, 25 count.
I have not seen it yet.
Nope. More sky, getting closer to being done. This is the end of the page right here. So once I get down to the bottom, that will be the end of a page. I'm not yawning because of that. No, that's how I feel all the time, see?
I saw somebody on Facebook, I almost sent it to you, and I was like, no, don't do that. Is working on it, and she started like at the bottom, and so I was looking at all her dragons and things, and I was like, oh, you should see that, it's so good. But then I was like, no.
Don't look at it.
No, you don't want to see it. You don't want to see it before you do it.
Yeah.
Because then you don't want to do it anymore.
I still keep thinking about the other Randall Spangler that we shall not mention, because...
You need to buy that one. Or at least put it on your Christmas list.
If it was... That doesn't go in here.
No, that doesn't go in here.
If it was kitted up and handed to me, I would immediately start it. But I don't need that temptation in my life.
I'm too tired to kit anything up and start it for you. I guess hand it to you is what I not started.
Ugh.
Okay.
So, but that was fun. Lots of work on that.
That's a finish. Those are new starts. So let's show the temperature tree.
Oh, I could do that too.
And then I'll show you my finishes and then my new starts.
I am 3 days behind on my tree.
But I am not at all behind on my tree.
Wow.
I updated it yesterday. I have a very colorful tree.
I need to snag nabbit pretty much all of my projects, so please excuse the pluffles. I only have the snag nabbit on my Universe. That's the only one. I have 2 on there. So that's the only one that I snag nabbit.
It under Afghan. There's a lot of little...
Yeah. I just never have them all in the same place, so I don't. I have to go through and snag nabbit them all out at once.
I have almost every color of the rainbow on one branch.
Yeah. So this month has been wild.
It was hot, and then it snowed, and
really cold, and then really windy, and then really hot, and then I don't know where we're at right now. I think we're like 80s during the day, but like 40s at night. I'm not really sure.
Well, the high today is supposed to be 72. Here, 52 at the cabin.
See?
But that's mine.
I don't know, weird. Oh,
look at all the colors. All those colors.
So now that's why I kind of want to do this 2 years in a row to see how different they are. Like, are they going to be pretty much the same, or will November also be a funky month next year?
I say funky monkey.
I know. I think my brain thought I was going there too.
Wow.
Yeah, yours is colorful, mine's colorful. See, I told you mine was colorful too. I just don't think it's as colorful. You have more... you got more yellow on your tip, but I also haven't done that yet, so...
True that. On the one hand, I'm sad this is almost done, but on the other hand, I'm excited because it's a finish.
Yeah. And I fully intend to actually hang this in the house and everything, so...
Yeah, I need to... Well, you need to make it rain, because it did rain. When it snowed here, it was raining. When it snowed there, it was raining here.
Oh,
so
you know what? It did actually rain one day. I can't believe I didn't even think about making a note. So I was just about to tell the people, I haven't given up on the rain thing. It just hasn't rained since March.
Did. When it snowed at the cabin, it rained here. It rained for a couple days here. So probably...
I can't believe I didn't note that.
Probably those pink days.
Probably, yeah.
And then you still have to do your wedding leaf.
Yeah.
And I have to figure out
leaf.
fire somehow.
Yeah.
I might just write fire.
You could just put on the note in the back.
Fire.
Because you're going to do like the color ranges, what each color means or whatever. And then you could say, you know, also the year of pandemic, fire, wedding,
plague. It was the plague year.
Okay, yeah, it's just.
I would like to put 2020 on the front somewhere. Maybe under the trunk.
You know what would be kind of cool is if you picked a color, like for mine, I picked a color that was similar to the variegation color, and then just do 2020 down the trunk.
Well, I think I showed it to you. There was that woman who carved her initials or the 2020 or something into the tree. It was like in a heart. You know, she used like the lighter color. I love that.
That is cool. Yeah, I mean, I could probably just write 2020 down here, you know?
That's what I was thinking. I was going to put 2020 down.
Or maybe just like a really thick backstitch.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Huh.
I don't know. I don't know. I say that more than anything. I don't know.
That's
if you want to play a drinking game, use the phrase, I don't know. Yeah. You'll be drunk before you get through the first segment.
Especially if you have us on 1.5 speed.
1.75, you'll be unconscious. Okay, here's my finish. And then I have 2 new skirt whips. But here's my finish. I would say it's fully finished, but it's not because I have to cut it out and do the backing thing. But okay, there's my
jingle me bells.
Are you a pirate?
Yes.
Jingle me bells.
We watch Pirates of the Caribbean. Now I'm a pirate.
Here's mine. You can't pick on the way I tied the bells because that was really hard. Really hard.
T.
Really cute. He's
I gotta
so
take a picture
cute.
of that one too, because you had a little folder for it.
He's so cute. I like him a lot. He's so cute.
This is kind of odd, but I really like his eyes kind of look like wood stump cutouts.
Oh,
Since
yeah.
he's a moose or a reindeer, you know, he's like foresty. Like it kind of ties it all together.
I hear ya. So I need to fully finish that. Although based on the instructions, I'm a little scared because they made tying the bells seem simple, and that took me, 2 hours, and they still are either going to fall off or just look silly. Okay.
You should make it a Christmas ornament. Is this supposed to be a Christmas ornament?
I don't know.
You could hang that
It
on the
says
tree.
a Christmas ornament kit, so I guess so, but it doesn't show it hanging.
No, it'd be cute on a tree.
I also have that Santa cookie one.
Mm-hmm.
I started this last night because my husband didn't come home. He's not missing. He's just at the cabin. But he's coming home tonight. But I finished that, and I didn't want to work on a big project, because I didn't have that much time. I started that one.
Oh, okay, cool.
My pink rose.
You got that one really recently,
the Word
right?
of Millet Pink Keep. I was calling it Posy. I'm going to have to change that. It's that one. It's Blackbird Designs. I saw it from Pam and Steph when Steph was doing the COVID 8001 COVID Instagram videos. This was one of the things that she held up, and I went, oh, I love that. And so then I bought it. And then I started it last night, but it was only a little bit.
Is this extra fabric from something else?
No, I bought the fabric for that.
Do you have another project that's using that fabric?
No, not that I know of. Why?
It just looks really familiar. Really familiar.
Yeah.
That's a pretty color.
I get my
it looks very baby pastel.
I like
color.
It. Okay, and then my real new start, because I spun the wheel since we weren't filming last week. I spun the wheel, and it initially said plum, but it only spun plum twice in the last month. So I was like, no, I like plum, but no. I spun it again and said new start, and I was like, okay,
sure.
And I thought it was going to be pandemic because. I want to start a pandemic, and I have hauls, so I have some fabric, but I need to dye it, and I thought, that's probably what's going to happen. And then out of the blue, Jemima, the rocking stitcher, messaged me and said, I have all the stuff to start Floral Bell Pull, because we were supposed to start it together, but we didn't set a date. She's like, when do you want to start? And we started it the next morning. There were some issues with the time, because she's 9 hours ahead, and miscalculated by an hour. I was doing really well in the beginning, but then when we finally set a time, I was off by an hour. So she was texting me at 7 in the morning, like, come on, let's do this. And I'm like, it's an hour early. The thing's downstairs. So I had to rush downstairs to get, like, I didn't mind, but it worked out pretty well. But it was on a Friday, too, and I was supposed to be working on keto and whatever. So I ended up having it a lot longer than I expected because my weekend ended up going longer than I expected, which we'll get into. But, so I got a lot done. I mean, I could have done more.
Right.
I'm happy with what I did, but I could have done more.
Oh, it's this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wentzler. Foil bell pull.
I like that one a lot.
I love this. This is, don't tell the other projects. Shh. But this is now like my new favorite project.
Oh.
I don't know. I still.
Oh, wow. Oh, it's so pretty.
I had to steal the needle minder.
I love these stitches.
The satin stitches.
Oh,
I did too. I was just talking
so
to my mom.
beautiful.
Like the statue stitches. The satin stitches are so much fun. So she hadn't done the inside of the border yet. She was trying to get to the flowers, and I was just like, I love the borders. So
wow.
And this is on sand,
beautiful.
32 count sand from Picture This Plus. But it's linen rather than Lugana, so it's darker because I have sand for my Language of the Flowers, which is lighter because it's Lugana. Let's show you that again. Is that not beautiful?
That's really, really freaking pretty.
And while we're discussing Teresa Wentzler, let me say that I don't love working on the castle. And I have assumed it's because it's on that big frame thing, and it's awkward and blah, blah, blah. And if you're
blended. I don't think you like blended.
That's what I thought. I thought the blendy is a problem, and the thing, and it's on Ada, and I just don't think I like Teresa Wentzler actually stitching her stuff. Until I did this. And I realized that its problem is, yes, Ada. I don't like working on the Ada for that because there's a lot of fractional stitches.
Ada hater.
I'm not an Ada hater, just for things with fractionals. I don't like that.
I can't get over how beautiful these leaves are too. I'm gonna take a more detailed picture too. This thing is so freaking pretty.
But beyond that, I have a tip. I had been watching Dina Half Stitch Cross Stitch, and she gave me an excellent tip, and I have used it. And that is to do the blends in advance. When you bobbinate, pull out each individual, you've got 6 and 6, take out the 1, put them together, and bobbinate it up all different directions. And that really does work well. I discovered, though, I'm lazy. I want instant gratification. I want to stitch. I don't want to spend days bobbinating.
Yes.
If you don't bobbinate.
Do you just have a bag of floss?
Well, I have a bag of floss, but if you use these little cords, you can put one strand of each
hooked
on, and then you just take one.
Wow, that's smart.
I cheated.
That's smart. I saw you had the
Dina
tabs
is
out the other
absolutely
day.
right. If you bobbinate, that is the way to go, what she does. But if you don't like to bobbinate, because it takes forever.
Yes.
And let me show you one of these. This one. Initially, I was doing the separating and putting every single one together, grouping it, instead of just plopping the 2 on and picking from each. I separated them. And so that's what that looked like. But after I did the first one, I realized they were going to get tangled. There was a lot that was going to get tangled. So this is the only one that has the individuals. Everything else that I have put on
knotted,
double,
knotted.
It's just...
Yeah. That's so smart.
Knotted and... not. I know this looks terrible, but I was twisting it. It's been in the thing, but it's fine. It's fine. See, that comes out. Whatever. So I have 2 of them.
I love this system. I like this system more than the bobbinating. I mean, for Universe, I can't imagine having
Exactly. Keto, I bobbinate.
Yeah.
Even the Chatelaine, I have floss away bags, but I bobbinate the DMC. I like the bobbinated. But the blends, I don't like it. It's too much.
Yeah.
So isn't that gorgeous? I love this so much. I love the colors.
I really like it. The leaves are just on point.
And I just think it looks prettier than
I agree.
The picture.
I agree.
Prettier than the picture.
No,
so
it looks
I
good.
totally love that. And I hope
Really
she loves
good.
as much as I do. I know that she's doing that Randall Spangler. If you don't watch, you really need to. The Rocking Stitcher. You know how people say you have a doppelganger? I think that's the thing. Does Wilk need something?
I'm surprised Billy didn't text you, because...
He has.
Oh, he has? Again? Recently?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Okay, I'm gonna go... We're still kind of working. Shh, don't tell people. I'm gonna go do a work thing real quick. I'll be right back. You tell them about your doppelgangers.
People say they have doppelgangers, right? Like, everybody has one. It's somebody who looks exactly like you. Well, Jemima, the Rocking Stitcher, she's my doppelganger, but not in how we look, but in our taste in stitchy stuff. Like, pretty much everything she's stitching, I want to stitch, too. And I know I enable her as well. Which she gives me a hard time about because I'm always enabling her with things that are hard to get. Well, at least she gets more modern stuff that's easier to find. But anyway, she's working on the Randall Spangler So Many Books, So Little Time, I think. And she has a goal set. So she's going to get to that goal. She has to do like 300 and something stitches a day. And so she's not able to work on this as much as I was able to. So she probably hasn't gotten addicted to it yet, but I would like to know if she eventually does because, man, I love this. I love it, I love it, I love it. So now I know that I do love Teresa Wensler. I do love working on them. I don't have a problem with the blends. It's the fabric, I think, is mostly what I'm having an issue with on the castle. And I even thought, should I restart that? Should I do it again on something other than Ada? And then I thought back to how much I have done, and I was like, yeah, no. That's a bad idea. If it was easier to get to, I'd show it to you, but because it's on this big old frame, it's in the closet and it's behind stuff, so I have to kind of wiggle it out. My closet's totally clean. Nothing's changed from before, but it's hard to get out, and you don't want that drama. So just trust me. Trust me on that. I do have a haul, but Alyssa should be here for that.
I should have closed the door.
Yeah, you got birdies for that last segment
there.
Okay, so that was a lot of whips and starts and
we did a lot this week. I'm gonna say fist bump for being actually pretty productive for what the last 2 weeks entailed.
I can't promise there's not more new starts. I'm just in a new start sort of mode.
I know you're like I want to try new things. Well, I'm really excited about my pandemic, but unfortunately, I haven't heard any updates yet about my order, so. I don't know, but I don't know, I kind of feel like it'll be fun to just be random and...
Haul. I have a haul.
Yes, you do.
This first one, I blame on Carla being crafty.
I like it a lot, but I'm scared that it will be a lot harder than you think it will be.
I agree, and I'm hoping she does hers first to tell me.
Give you a heads up about some things.
It is Autumn Leaves, and it is by From Nancy's Needle. From Nancy's Needle. From Nancy's Needle.
We've been through this before. You must have something else by them.
Nancy's Needle. Yeah, my Deep Lagoon was...
Oh yeah.
That.
Yeah.
But I finished that. Autumn leaves. So pretty. Isn't that pretty? It's like a rainbow of autumny goodness. Autumnal goodness.
Sure.
I didn't buy the stretcher bars from her because that happens to be the same size. It claimed it was the same size as Deep Lagoon, but what am I looking at?
I'm trying to... No, that's not that.
But that doesn't look like the same size as Deep Lagoon, so I may need to get stretcher bars, but...
You think it's bigger or smaller?
It looks bigger to me.
I think so too.
It looks bigger. But
I'm just worried that it's gonna... Like, I love how symmetrical this looks with the colors, but it's just a one big variegated floss, so like... I don't know that it's really going to end up looking that symmetrical.
I have the same concerns. You have to be real careful where you stop and start.
And you got to be careful that you're not tangling it and then having to cut it short or something.
Yep. So here's the 25 count. 25 count? I didn't buy 25 count.
Well, that sticker says 25.
I didn't buy 25 count. This is supposed to be for the pandemic. There's no way I would do pandemic on 25 count. Something went wrong someplace. Anyway, good thing I noticed now. I got the cream Lugana thinking I could just put in a little bit of like tan or brown or something to just spoofy it up a little. I did order the one from Bestitch Me, that vanilla latte, but I mean, who knows when that's coming. I'm still waiting on 2 from Picture This Plus.
Right.
And I told you about the one this morning, that Meadow one should be being mailed tomorrow, but that's not for the pandemic.
No.
So now I don't know. I did not buy 25 count.
You wanted a higher count, right?
Yeah, I was looking at 36 actually. 32, 36. I think 36. So yeah. I don't know. I don't know if that was their mistake or mine, and I don't think I have the receipt anymore. I think I threw it away. Then I got a whole smattering of stuff. I know
only half of which you remember.
Yeah, I know what that's for. That is for. You new people will not know this, but those of you who've been around a very long time may remember I bought from 1884 Stitchery a bunch of charts. And one of them was that welcome little stranger. These are for that.
That phrase just, makes me giggle.
I don't have any idea what the beads are for. I think I was missing something from the Mirabilia, that Princess Eliana, but I don't know.
You need to keep a spreadsheet of what you order and what it's for.
Yeah, I had one. And then I bought a bunch of flosses. I think some are for tall sheep, which doesn't help you. I know what that is, but nobody else does. And then I do have kind of a note on my computer of all the flosses I need for the projects. And so, since I was buying stuff, I was like, I'm just going to buy a whole bunch of flosses. So, that's a whole bunch of flosses. I'm going to have to figure out what the for. Isn't that one pretty? But I keep looking at that one.
Mm-hmm.
Hyacinth. That does not look like Heavy Momo.
No. All of your flosses made me realize I have that fall llama thing too chart that I bought, remember?
Llama.
I don't know where it is.
Then I had to get a couple of charts.
Ow, that really hurt.
Antique Bee Sample from Elizabeth's Needlework Designs. I think that's pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Oddly, I did not buy the flosses for that. Though I have mascara because that was in this. Yeah, none of the rest of those look
So you're going to have to do another floss.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah. And then...
Give me that to take a picture of it.
Oh.
Thank you.
And then I've been eyeballing this one for quite a while. The Blue Geisha from Joan Elliott Designs. Ow! I forgot to tell you something. What's that? On my floral bell pull, the one I just started. That's so pretty and I love it. Most of that's DMC, but I did test out some CXC on there.
Oh!
I like the CXC. So I ordered another full set of it from AliExpress last week. So in
3 to 4
6 months it'll be here. It's funny. It's soft.
Is it?
It's softer than DMC. It feels almost like silk. It's very soft. Part of it is the stem, like the stem in there. That is CXC, and then
what's
the stem.
Okay.
The actual stem is CXC, and then the darker color, one strand of that is also CXC because it's one strand of that mixed with a DMC. But here is, your average DMC.
Yeah.
Now pet yourself up some CXC.
It is softer.
Mm-hmm. It's really soft. And
it seems to... It looks pretty good.
It seems to go on well. I have no complaints. I like the CXC.
Are the dye lots not considerably different, but are the colors not as comparable?
Most of the colors that I compared, I have the one full set, but I didn't compare all of them, seem to be the same. There's a few that are slightly different, but unless you're doing like really blendy things, I don't think you'd know.
And DMC is going to be slightly different between sets anyways.
Yeah.
And DMC. So.
DMC prices keep going up. I guess it's going up again. Like I think it's 60 cents now and it's going to go to 62 or maybe it's 50. No, it's not 56 anymore. It's 60 now. I think it's going to be like 62 coming up. I don't know.
Okay, so good to know.
Yeah, so I bought another. I was trying to decide between buying just one more set of CXC or 2 sets. I thought, I'm not stitching enough new stuff that I need to buy 2 sets yet. So,
yeah.
Yeah. So the CXC is like, it's less than $50 to have it shipped from overseas. I mean,
that's pretty good.
The whole thing. The entire 447 things. And I tried to buy the 2 label the last time they sent 1 label. So now I tried a different store on AliExpress with 2 labels. So we'll see what happens. But I had promised y'all that I would start something with CXC and let you know. And so while that's not the entire thing.
Yeah. It is worth noting that there is some CXC in there.
Yeah, and that I liked it enough that I bought a whole nother set of it. And I don't think you can see. You probably can. Maybe not. But I started loading up that top thing with the CXC. So if you open that... Excuse me.
Oh, gosh.
Well, I wobble across in front of you. But so I'm going to keep my CXC, 1 set over here. And then I'll keep 1 set in the closet. Can you see it?
It's so wobbly.
I just thought you'd take a picture on your phone.
No, I've wanted this.
And then the bottom one, I was thinking I could always put my DMC in because I don't have I have a full set of DMC that's up there, but the not full set that I keep in the closet, I could put in that bottom one. Okay, so that was haul. Spin.
Yes.
Spinning.
Spin, wheel.
What color?
Wheel.
Color what?
Tiny.
Color? What are you talking about? You work on spinning while I find out what color he's talking about.
2, 1, boop. Okay, what do I want? What do I want? I think I want Afghan. But I would actually accept anything this week. Yes, I will not respin. I know, that is shocking. Beep. This is what happens when I say I won't respin.
Look at you.
Woo!
Look at you.
I will happily continue to work on Universe. In a jar.
In a.
In a.
Is that a song?
I don't know. Turn on your thing.
Boop.
No.
Boop.
Pa.
Boo. Pa.
What do you want?
Bell pull.
Almost.
Ugly Birds. I haven't. That wasn't. Oh, the. I was like, that was Mirabilia. I get it.
Oh, you almost got it.
I like Ugly Birds. I've not worked on Ugly Birds forever.
Them poor Ugly Birds.
Forever face.
You think you'll have time this week?
No.
Okay. I didn't think so, but...
I hope so, but that may have been to work, and I really hope that wasn't... No, that was just you. Phew. I was like, I may have just texted people at work. Problem face.
Oh, that's funny.
Come here, dog. I don't know why you're roaming. Okay, Splotch.
Oh, yeah, Splotch.
Who wants to... Okay, that's it for Stitchy stuff. I
Bye.
think. Yeah. Bye. So, my shower splotch of the week. Those are donuts. That is not a shower splotch. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yes, I am ready.
Oh, too bad.
Okay.
What is that?
Have you all got your answer? This one took me longer. This one is either a horse head or a lion. Eye, ears, nose. This is the whole, like, bottom of the horse's chin. This is all the mane, and then this is body.
Okay, I see that.
Or lion, eye, nose, open mouth, mane.
Okay, I see that.
Lion.
Okay, I see a baboon.
This is your baboon?
Monkey of some sort. I just assume it's a baboon.
Okay, explain.
That dark all right there, that's the face.
Okay,
and that's just its head and like an ear.
Okay.
That's very
kind of like gorilla-y.
Yeah.
I can see it. I do not agree.
Okay.
God,
send that to you too.
Wait, airdrop it. Airdrop it. No.
I already sent it.
Your turn.
Please.
And the award for longest survey goes to SoCal Edison.
Holy crap! It was for work.
You were being so nice. I'm like, yeah, do it. It's just like 4-minute survey.
Yeah.
You're gonna be the nicest person he talks to today. Just finish it. And 20 minutes later.
That was not fast. Okay.
Anyways.
Okay, so we did the Splotch. I see the baboon. You see tigers, lions, bears, oh my, elephant.
I went through my phone and I saw there's one thing I wanted to share, but...
Do you want to go ahead?
Yeah, sure, real quick. I'll show you too, because I don't think I showed you. I was playing with Lily and Tyson in the front room the other day, and I finally got them to play tug of war. Now, granted, the videos I got were not the best videos of them playing tug of war, but it's been my goal since Lily came into our lives to get them to play tug of war.
Okay.
Do you have?
I have to send you something.
So this is them after they've already grabbed it, and he just walks around with her because obviously she can't pull him.
No, if he pulled, she's like, oh,
she just runs, and he's like, okay, and he follows.
So cute. He's a good boy.
He like squeaks it just for her, and then she'll go run after it.
No, well now he just looks like he wants it. He's like, oh,
she's like,
so
pull,
annoying.
pull, and then he just lets go, and she's like, yay, I got the toy, and he's like, okay.
Wow, I don't know why he doesn't just bite her.
I cannot believe the amount of patience
he has. Because I was going to send you for my story.
Okay. So much patience. They haven't had any problems, and they've both learned, okay, so for Lily, we don't mind, Tyson cannot go on the sofa. Lily, we don't mind if she jumps on the sofa because she's going to be a lap dog, obviously. But we don't want her to jump up there when we're eating or if, like, I'm stitching or whatever and I don't want her up there. She's only allowed to come up when she's invited. So whenever she jumps up there, we push her off. We say no, and she has to wait. She's really getting good at learning this. She'll sit on the edge. So if we're leaning back on the sofa, she'll sit way back so she can make eye contact with you. And she'll sit, she'll wag her tail, and she'll just look at you like this. And you say, okay, Lily, up. And when you say up, she runs and jumps.
Aww.
Like, it's pretty 50-50. Either she totally does it or she gets stupid excited and she's like, I am on the sofa. And you're like, no, and you push her off. And she immediately jumps back up. You're like, no, up. And then she like looks at you and then runs up. And it's like, no. But when she's calm, she totally gets it. She's totally fine. And then for eating, she has learned, I think just from watching Tyson, because we do this with him already, for dinner time, we fill up their bowls on the sofa and everything, or on the sofa. Yeah.
Wow.
On the counter, because we make like real food for them, like ground turkey and vegetables and stuff. And so we mix that in with their kibble. And so I do that on the counter, and then we bring them over, and then they both sit. And Tyson's always done this, but now she will sit too, and you can put them all the way down on the floor, stand up, back up, stay, and everyone stays, and they both just look at you, and then you say, okay, and then they both insist on crossing paths. So even if you put them in front of each dog, they will cross paths and eat the wrong food. So we've just started putting the food in cross paths because they're going to cross paths anyways.
Smart.
I don't really know why they insist on doing it that way. But anyways, she's coming along. She still has accidents, which is the biggest. But she's really freaking cute, so.
Everyone's going to be sad when Hunter moves out one day and takes the dog with her.
You know what? I don't think I'm actually going to be sad.
Wow.
Like, I think she's cute and adorable, but she's a small dog that has high maintenance, a lot of energy. She keeps stealing Christmas ornaments off the tree, so every time she steals another one, we put it higher. We put it up on the top of the tree.
Tell you there shouldn't be a tree until after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, clearly. It was not my decision. It's really cute, though. It's really pretty. Okay.
All right.
That's all. Now it's the Julie show.
I'll try to speed it up, because, we should be doing stuff. So that probably had nothing to do with it. So not this last weekend, but the weekend before, right after we filmed the last time, we went up to the cabin. And the plan was that we were going to stay for 3 or 4 days, and we were going to do the insulation in the back, and we were going to re-shingle part of the outside that we hadn't re-shingled yet.
Steve was going up. The birds were going up.
All 4 birds. The dog. My husband left first. He took 3 of the birds and went because we had loaded down cars. Steve and I went to the grocery store. He had the dog and the bird stayed in the car. We had 1 bird. And then we drove up to the cabin. This was after work. So by the time we got there with traffic and shopping and all that, it was 9:30. And so I had been crock-potting during the day, so I got that all reheated and ready to go. And my husband took a shower, and we had the TV all set up, and life was really good. And then he got out of the shower, and he's like, it's kind of cold in here. And I was like, you know what? It is getting a little cool.
Because keep in mind, too, that 2 weekends ago, like, it was really cold outside. It was pretty chilly.
Yeah. It was supposed to snow that weekend. So it was, you know, in the 40s, 30s, 40s when we got there. So it's cold. But whatever. And he realized that the heater had gone out. So we have a floor heater. So we lit it a few times, but it wasn't staying lit. And it was super windy. So he thought, well, maybe somehow the wind is coming up under the cabin and blowing out the flame. It's happened before. So he tried and tried and tried, and it wouldn't work. So then he thought, well, maybe it's like a safety feature. Like, it won't relight when it's that hot, because it'd been going all day. It was up to 70 before it died. So we ate dinner. It was progressively getting colder as we ate, and he tried again, and he could not get it lit.
Keep in mind, too, that birds are kind of like tropical.
Very tropical.
They are not Antarctic.
And I Googled, and birds can handle a temperature change as long as it's not more than 15 degrees in a 24-hour period. So if they're used to being 70, you can't make them 40 all of a sudden and expect them to be okay. They're not okay. And they'll puff up, and they'll like shiver and stuff to try to stay warm, and then they won't eat because they're using all their energy to try to warm up. So 3 of the birds have heated perches, but they wouldn't stand on them.
Because they're silly.
Well,
they only stand on them in summer.
Kona stands on hers, but like Momo doesn't even have one. And then Tango was like, I'm not standing on that thing. I don't know what that thing is. And Ami actually had his foot in his water. He was standing on his water bowl with his foot in the water, like, it's cold. So, I don't remember exactly why we waited so long, but finally, about 12:30 in the morning, I was like, okay, it's cold. And my husband was like, you need to just go home. So I took Steve, I took the birds, I took the dog, and I drove home. We got home a little after 1:30, but here's the catch. Momo's new cage had arrived. So we had carted his old cage up to the cabin and assembled that, but the new one wasn't fully assembled at home. Like, the 3 of us had attempted.
Yeah.
But
and it was, like, functional.
But it didn't have any perches. It didn't have the food dishes. It wasn't fully screwed in. Like, it wasn't usable for the hyacinth.
Yeah.
See episode 1, Giant Hyacinth. So, 1:45 in the morning, we're trying to build his cage. So I think we finally went to bed about 2:30 in the morning. I was tired, and I'd been up since 4 that morning. For the last 2 days, I'd been getting up at 4. So, drama. Anyway, drama llama. So my husband stayed behind because he thought maybe he could somehow fix it in the middle of the night, or at least get up in the morning and figure out what was wrong. He froze. We had the fireplace on before we'd left, but it wasn't enough. We had a space heater, but it still wasn't enough. It was so cold, so windy, and it snowed that night. He got so cold he couldn't stay in the living room anymore, keeping an eye on the fire and stuff, so he finally went and got under the electric blankets in the back. He said he had to turn both of them on. It was so cold. So the next morning he called me. It was like 28 degrees in the cabin, which Celsius-wise, I don't know what that is.
But it's a good thing the birds weren't there.
Yeah, it was cold.
That's below 0.
Cold. It's below 0, below freezing.
Yeah.
28. So, I was like, why are you staying there? He's like, I don't know. I'm too cold. I have to come home. But the truck was loaded with supplies.
For the projects that were planned, like, that weekend.
Really big, heavy supplies. So I said, I'll get Steve and we'll drive back up there this morning. I'll shut down the cabin, take all the food back out, and, if there's any dishes, I'll do those. I'll make the beds and, like, whatever needs to be done. I'll close up the cabin. You guys unload the truck, and then we'll drive home separately. So we did that. So I did a lot of driving back and forth to the cabin in that 24-hour period.
Yeah.
So stitching didn't happen so much, which is why Moose only had a little bit of time. So then he had disassembled, he went under the cabin and he disassembled the heater that morning, and he was pretty sure it was the valve that was broken. The valve had died. So he brought the whole contraption-y part of it home, and he did some testing, and and confirmed it's the valve. So then he had to decide, do we keep a heater that is anywhere between from the 1930s to the 1950s, or do we replace it? So after a lot of research and stuff, he decided to replace it, and he bought a new heater. However, he had to pay extra to get it expedited, and it was supposed to be the Friday at the house. We can't ship to the cabin. It was supposed to be at the house Friday. He took the day off to be here to sign for it and all that from FedEx, help them unload it, and then he and Steve were going to go up Friday and install it, and then I would come up Saturday. FedEx didn't show up till 5 that night.
It never shows up when you need it to show up.
So there was no point in them going to the cabin because they were going to freeze. While it was not still snowing, it's still cold. It's still in the 40s. The high is 40-something. It's cold. So they waited until Saturday morning, and they went up to the cabin. So I had the entire day alone with my floral bell pull. I was supposed to go up in the afternoon. I got into the car. I started the engine. Steve called and said, Dad says don't come after all, because they hadn't fully gotten it installed, and we were just going to all freeze. So they came back, spent the night, and then Mike and I drove up Sunday, but we drove up separately because he stayed. He's still there now. He's coming home tonight, and I was supposed to come home Sunday. I was going to drive up Sunday morning and come home Sunday night. Then he said, could you please stay until Monday? And so she came to work early, and I did payroll over the weekend so that wouldn't be an issue. And so I stayed till Monday morning, and then he said, please, will you stay till Tuesday morning? You could get up early and go to work and be there on time. But I convinced Alyssa. It didn't take much convincing. She agreed to come early so that I could be a little bit late. So I was a little late Tuesday, but I still made it. But anyway, so Monday, right? Here's the plan. It's cold outside. The heater is now working. So we're not going to do the shingles. So we're going to do the insulation in the back bedroom. And this is what I have pictures of.
Right.
That's the plan. So I get up Monday morning and I stitch for a while because I want to get some stitching in. And I've got maybe a half an hour of stitching and the phone rings. And it's 7:30 in the morning. And it is one of the locations at work calling because somebody over the weekend,
a jerk face,
stole the copper wiring from the building. So we had no electricity, no phones.
It's good stuff.
I don't know why you would do that. It wasn't the 8 miles of the fiber optic stuff that was stolen. This time it was just footage of it. So he had to get her on the phone to get her to call Edison to try to get the electrical back, and she had to call the phone people to transfer the phone to a cell phone so that we could get calls until they could fix it. That turned into a whole ordeal. The electrical people would only do part of it, so we had to hire an electrician to do the rest of it, and then she had to call the electrical people to come back and connect the two
boxes. And all this time too, I mean, the location's still not really functional. They can answer phone calls, but like, this is a hose business, which involves crimping and computers, and so essentially the people are just standing there saying, hey, I want to help you. Can't really help you right now.
You could go to one of our other locations.
Right, and they're all pretty spread out, so it's not really convenient.
So after a little while, my husband's like, I'm going to have to go. I'm going to have to go to this location.
So that way he can get it up to a functionality with generators and such.
If you're not new, you know that the trailer for work has been stolen twice, and we did not
stock it
after the
first
second time. But he did buy a generator for it. He just hadn't put it in. So he had the Anaheim location send the generator and a gas can and like a battery backup or something to the Loma Linda location, the one that was vandalized, so that my husband would meet that person with all that stuff and hook it up.
That way they had crimpers, computers, at least I don't think they even had computers still. I think they had to route that through other people. Yeah. But they had the functionality to do stuff, and then I could transfer the phones back to them because they had power for the phones.
So the problem with that was the guy forgot the gas can.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah, so he showed up with everything but the gas can, which, generators need gas. Unless you can plug them in, but if you can plug them in, you don't need the generator, I think.
I think some of them are batteries if you charge them ahead of time, maybe? I don't know.
So it took an hour for him to get a gas can, get gas, and get back. So while my husband was leaving, he says to me, you're going to have to do the installation. Here, I'm thinking I get to stitch for hours while he's gone. No, I had to do the installation by myself. So that required foaming all of the little openings.
Yeah.
That took me 2 hours. And then the installation, cutting, measuring, cutting, shoving it in there, and stapling. But we didn't have any staples, so I had to go to the hardware store. And there's a whole drama with that about which staples fit and which ones didn't. And I got staples, and I got back. And then I pinchied my little hand in the stapler. See, I pinchied.
Yeah, you did.
Pinchied it on the back end, not even the scary end, the non-scary end. And it just took so much pressure in my hands hurt, and I was already shaky and tired, and all the up and down, up and down, up and down. I started just cutting the insulation and shoving it in, and I figured when he got back, he could staple, and that's exactly what happened.
Okay, good.
He stapled while I did all the cutting, measuring, shoving, whatever. So he is supposed to be finishing that. He wasn't supposed to come back till tomorrow, but he texted me earlier and said it's lonely up there, and he misses us, and he's coming back tonight. So yay.
Yay. Not that really matters for me, because I don't live here. But...
Yeah. So...
ordeals.
Yeah.
Lots of stitchy time lost.
Yeah. A lot of drama llamas happening this week. But, so, it kind of worked out we didn't film last week because I would not have had much to show you at all because stuff happened.
Stuff and things.
It's
not stuffing things in things.
And somebody somewhere mentioned us because we got a handful of subscribers, and that only happens when someone mentions us, but I can't find who it is. So if anyone knows, please let me know, but I can't find it. It was sometime last week, and I have not found it.
Anyways, is that it? Is that all you're
I think that's it. I'm not as energetic as I should be this week, so I do apologize. Well, I still have half down that I haven't eaten.
Gotta eat that donut.
Yeah, so next week I'll be more energetic. We're filming next week, right?
Yeah, probably.
Send
Saturday,
whips.
Jacob works again, so I should have stitchy time. Although next week is Thanksgiving, so I don't know.
Yeah. And we're having someone help with the ceiling insulation this weekend, so I don't know if I'm going to get stitchy time.
I'm going to say it's a 50-50 shot, so if we don't see you next weekend, happy Thanksgiving. But I feel like at the very least we could just do like a quick.
I hope so.
A quick
I don't like when we skip.
I know.
I feel sad. I miss everybody. I don't get emails.
Released.
Send us your whips.
Please do.
Because we're going to run out before too long if you don't send your whips.
You could even send us your shower splotches.
Yeah, if you want shower splotches, send us shower splotches. I like that.
We're open to suggestions.
It doesn't even have to be shower. I have counter splotches.
Yeah.
When we went out of shower, I have counters.
Yeah, I just call them shower splotches. That just seems...
Fitting,
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll be more energetic next week.
Have a great rest of your Wednesday that you'll probably see on Saturday.
I'll probably be knee-deep in insulation when you see this.
Woo! Okay, goodbye, guys.
Bye.